I actually have a very funny hiring story. I did not send my resume. I did not apply. Because सामने से Ananya came and asked that work for me.
Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel Truly Simriti. So today we are hosting the second episode of Simplify with Simriti with a very special guest, Dristi, who is working at Entourage, the startup by Ananya Naran, for almost 1.5 years now. And so today's discussions is going to be focused on startups versus corporates. So there are many doubts among the freshers even that which is the option that we should go for early in career, or what are the skills required to be a part of a startup, how is it different from corporate. So today's discussion is gonna break so many myths. So I'm sure this is gonna be really helpful, valuable to all of you. So make sure you watch this video until the very end. And of course, subscribe to my channel to not miss out on such content. So let's just get started with Dristi and welcome her with all our open hearts. Hi Dristi.
Hey, hi Smriti.
Welcome to the second episode of Simplify with Simriti.
Very excited. Thanks for having me.
So how are you feeling these days?
All is good, yeah. Just came back from a week-long vacation and I think I left the vacation, but the vacation mode is not leaving me yet.
Oh, where did you go for the vacation?
So for the first time, I took a week-long break from work, which was not a sick break or a break for my exams, and I went
just for yourself.
Yeah, just for myself, and I went to Goa with my girl cousins, like a bachelor trip.
Okay.
So we did that, and then so it was 1 week of Goa, 1 week of no laptop, no phone calls, no WhatsApp things, just me, my books, some beaches. A lot of fun, a lot of girl conversations.
Yeah.
So, very fun.
In fact, I read on your LinkedIn post that it was a self-sponsored trip.
Yeah.
So I would like to highlight that. How did you sponsor that on yourself?
Yeah, so I've been financially independent for what, almost 1 year now. So
so you
whenever even when I was in class 10, 11, no, so my mom used to be like, for your leisure or for your fun activities, try to sponsor it out yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm there to support the education. I'm there to give you the money for the books and your novels and your internet bill because you need it for your online classes. But if you want to go out for a cafe or it's your friend's birthday and you want to buy her something very expensive, just go and do it yourself.
Yeah.
So even for vacation, so I've been on 2 solo trips and this was the first group trip I took. So even for the solo trips, I made it a point that I'll go when I have some money. So I did my first trip from Udaipur. Udaipur ke liye I saved via freelancing. So I used to take up small gigs, 500, 700, 500, 700. ऐसे करके I saved 3,000-4,000 and I went to Udaipur. Second trip, Rishikesh, I took this year in March, April. So it was a 2-day trip. Again, saved some money from my stipend, 7,000-8,000. Took a bus, went there, lived in a hostel. Very simplified trip. Then Goa ke liye, so salary. So Goa was very expensive. So this has been like this has been the first time I spent so much money on myself. So even when I earn, half of it goes to rent and the expenses. So I just take out like 3,000-4,000 every month to spend on myself, and that also goes like, okay, you go out with friends, so you have a coffee or you treat yourself with a cheesecake a month, or something comes up, like a new book is out, you want to read that book. So this was the first time I took out like around 30,000. I saved 30,000 from my salary, 5,000, 6,000, 5,000, 6,000 karke, and that 30,000 I spent on my Goa trip there.
Right.
And
that's
then
amazing.
वो आके फिर जब बैंक बैलेंस शीट दिखती है तब लगता है यार okay.
Decision regret
regret नहीं है because
it was an experience for you.
Yeah, because I've never been to Goa. B, I love beaches. So people are like, no, मेरे को पहाड़ों में जाना होता है, मेरे को ठंड बर्दाश्त नहीं होती है.
In fact, even I've never been to Goa and I really want to.
I can't recommend it enough. And so second, it was beaches. And third, it was a bachelor trip. So my sister's getting married and she was like, it's going to be the last time 4 of us are going to be together. And so I was like, okay, let me find a way to sponsor it because, it's like जब छोटे होते थे so nobody cared, right? And then my sister went to hostel and then my other sister went to hostel and then I shifted to Delhi. So there hasn't been much time that we as four sisters have ever been able to spend together. Of course, there are memories from our childhood, but वो किसी को याद ही नहीं है ना क्योंकि इतने छोटे थे.
right, right.
So it was like one thing that we wanted to do before, you know, the
Forever
marriage
to
list
remember.
starts. Yeah, like the marriage list starts. एक-एक करके. So it
That's
was four
nice, that's
sisters who
nice.
we went on a trip.
That's good. So coming to the point.
Yeah.
So would you like to first highlight on what your startup does and what is the role that you play for Entourage?
Sure. So it's Entourage. Entourage का मतलब होता है when you see celebrities, right? And celebrities के आसपास this entire team. One is handling the dress, one is taking care of their hair and makeup, one is taking care of their commitments, their style, this. So ये उसको Entourage बोलते हैं.
All right.
And the reason why Ananya and I we decided to name it Entourage was because we work with founders and CXOs, and we wanted to be the one-stop shop for anything that they need, any assistance that they need that when they want to build their own companies and startups. So what do we basically do is we work with startup founders, VCs, investors, all the big folks in the Indian startup ecosystem, and we help them do two things. Either help them raise funds or take care of everything that they need when it comes to content. Now, it can be research documentation, it can be LinkedIn personal branding, it can be Twitter, it can be PR and articles, it can be anything miscellaneous. It can also be newsletters. So,
blogs, newsletters, everything.
So we take care of all of this. The vision ahead is, of course, to dive more into it, take up more responsibility, set up more verticals. As you know, how startups outsource a lot of things. So it's to become an enabler that आपको कुछ भी चाहिए from A to Z, just come to us and we'll get it done with high quality. So it started with Ananya in January 2023. We are going to turn 2 years old in a few months. I joined in February 2023.
Feb 2023.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I joined the company when it was just 1 month old, like not even 1 month properly. Joined the
Ideation
company.
stage?
Ideation stage नहीं था, because when we started the company we already had 1-2 clients that came via referral.
Okay.
तो वो 1-2 clients थे, तो ideation stage नहीं था. I joined at the very early stage जहाँ clients थे, काम था, कैसे करना है वो नहीं पता था.
Direction नहीं पता था.
We knew we have some things, some bits on the table. उन bits को साथ में लाके एक puzzle कैसे बनाना है, this is what we figured out. So I actually have a very funny hiring story. I did not send my resume. I did not apply. Because सामने से Ananya came and asked that work for me. So what happened was I used to run an NGO under Girl Up. So Girl Up Foundation. I had my own wing called Girl Up Coverage. And there we did these student initiatives where, you meet people who have been there out there and talk to them about college life, hiring, how to build a presence on LinkedIn. And उस टाइम वो webinars इतने common हो गए थे कि सब कोई कर रहा था. COVID से सब नए उभरे थे. So I hosted one of those webinars with Ananya, and उस webinar में I remember we were talking about ambition in college, and I told her that I come from a tier 2 college, and when I talk to my friends about LinkedIn and career and corporates and jobs, I feel like I'm so misplaced in them, because किसी के पास वो same level of ambition जो मैं सोच रही थी मेरे में वो नहीं मिल रहा था, वो मैच नहीं हो रहा था. So at the end of the webinar, I had a message from Ananya on my LinkedIn that, hey, I can't pay you. I don't know how we are going to do things, but come work for me. Try it for 2 months. So 2 महीने का वो 2 साल होने वाला है. I joined as an unpaid intern, worked as an unpaid intern for 2 years. Sorry, 2 months. Yeah, 2 months. Worked as an unpaid intern for 2 months. 2 महीने बाद I went to Ananya. I was like, क्या करना है? Tenure तो खत्म हो गया. So she's like, so, because it was not like I was hired with a formal offer letter, or I was doing it just for the sake of the internship, or I was doing it for the money. I was doing it because A, मेरे हाथ पे खाली time था. B, I never had the taste of what is it like working at the startup. And C, अब जब college में होते हो and you see your seniors doing so Ananya had around 50,000 followers at LinkedIn at that time.
And I think
she was the popular girl, the it girl of LinkedIn, right? So आप automatically जब आप वो नए हो और अपने first second year में हो, तो you put these people up on a pedestal. So I felt like why not just give it a try? I'll work for 2 months. मेरे को भी पता चलेगा कैसा है कैसा नहीं. And 2 months के एंड में ना I was like हाँ तो टेन्योर खत्म तो क्या तेरे को काम करना है तो बैठ काम कर कौन मना कर रहा है so and at that point she herself said that I'm not gonna have you unpaid anymore. I'm gonna give you a certain amount of sum because I also understand that you also have bills to pay. So मेरा हमेशा ऐसा रहा है कि I was on paper an intern. मैं कभी इंटर्न जो होता है ना कि इंटर्न को 4 घंटे काम करा दो और फिर उसको भेज दो. I was never that. I was always involved in the ideation. I was always involved in the company structure.
Maybe that's because the idea interested you.
Not really that. So it's also because एक होता है कि आप सामने से जाके काम मांगते हो, एक होता है सामने वाला बंदा आपको आके काम
दे रहा है.
And the synergy between me and Anya felt so right because I'm a person में कूद के जाके बोलती हूँ अच्छा ये करना है मेरे को आता नहीं करना पर मैं कर लूंगी दे दो. And because there was nobody else in the team and the team was so small, she also had put her faith into me that no, I give it to her. Let her be the one who takes the shot and let's see what she does. So that synergy match between us. So that happened. I think मेरा ऐसा हुआ है हमेशा कि I was an intern. लोग क्या होता है like when you go and talk to any intern, they are like yeah I'm gonna work 4 से 5 घंटे in an organization. मैं कॉलेज भी जाता हूँ मैं ये भी करता हूँ मैं वो भी करता हूँ. I didn't go to college.
Yeah, I read the post.
I didn't go to college. So there's a joke. I've graduated from Entourage and I've done my college like an internship. I stopped going to college because मेरे को काम दिख रहा था यार. I saw that I'm growing. I have the opportunity to first-hand learn things that जो मेरे को मेरी BCom की degree में सिखाएंगे. I had the opportunity to be out there and talk to founders, and these are founders who have built amazing shit. These are founders who have built companies जो 100 crore का revenue कर रहे हैं. These are founders who have built companies that are going global. These are founders who have built companies that are going public.
Right.
मतलब जो opportunity के लिए आपको corporate में. So I was saying that the things that people in corporates get to do in 7-8 years वो client facing role. I was getting the opportunity as a 20-year-old 6 months into the company. Right. So it was a win-win deal for me that I'm getting the network also, I'm getting the opportunity also, I'm getting that what do you say? I'm getting that pathway to build my name in the ecosystem so that these big people, they know who you are. So today, I think 2 sharks know who Dristi is. They know Dristi exists. So that is something that really tempted me to stay back at Entourage and not take an opportunity elsewhere, even when I had some offers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I read on your LinkedIn that you put down Big 4 offers to stay at Entourage. So did you ever feel like that I should not do this, or were you in the doubt or something like that?
Yeah, everybody has bad days at work.
Right,
I have had bad days at work where I feel like I am good for nothing. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know what I'm doing in my career. I don't know what I'm doing at this place. I have had those moments, yes. I have had those moments of weakness where I feel like, yaar, isse achha to main ye kar leti. Yeah, I could have gone back to college and I could have done this. But do I have the regret of leaving college, leaving offers on the table? No. Because at the end of the day, nobody forced me to make this choice. Nobody held a gun on my head and they were like, no, you have to, you have to do this, you have to work this hard. No, it was a choice.
Right.
And it was completely solely on me. Nobody ever came and said anything. Nobody ever came and tried to influence my decision. So moments of weakness में लगता है कि यार शायद मैं कोई गलत choice लेके बैठ गई हूँ.
Impulsive decisions नहीं है.
हाँ. But when I pass that moment of weakness, when I'm feeling much like myself again, I have never regretted the choice I've made. Not even once.
Okay. So I also read on LinkedIn only that there are no Saturdays when you work in startups, and that you have to work sometimes 14 hours every day for a really long period of time, and you never know that when the client call comes up, right? So do you ever feel like that it's hampering your work-life balance, or it's like taking up all of your time?
Yes, Smriti. I'll give a very controversial answer. People will bash me. I don't believe in that balance.
Yeah.
I don't believe कि मैं 50-50 कर सकते हो.
Right.
Right.
Some days it's 90 and 10.
most days it's 80 and 20, most days it's 70 and 30, and I don't have a problem with it. Right? As I said, it was my choice to get into. I knew what I was getting into. I was not blindsided, right? मेरे को day one पे बोल दिया गया था that this is a startup. Don't take it as a 9 to 5 job. If you have the 9 to 5 mindset, you are gonna burn out. You are gonna feel disappointed, and you can't get ahead. Right? Do I mind working 12, 13 hours? I've never complained. I've never went to my boss and I've told her that, yeah, I'm here to work 14 hours a day, 15 hours a day. Because I've seen her do the same thing. So if I'm sitting on the table with my laptop and my coffee and my head, like my hair on a bun, she looks exactly the same. And if I work 14, 15 hours a day, I've seen her working 18, 19 hours.
Right.
I've seen her work on weekends. I've seen her work when I was unable to take up the slack because I had exams of college, or I was sick, or I had a family commitment. Right? I have seen her do that for me, and I've done it for her. So complain नहीं है मेरे को कि यार मेरे से इतना हासिल करवाना है, because it was inherently a choice. Right? It was my choice to take up more responsibility. It was always my choice जो मैं कूद के बोलती हूँ यार ये करना है, ये मेरे को दे दो, मैं कर दूंगी. Right? I've always been that person. How does my work-life balance pan out?
Right.
I think ये intertwine हो चुका है बहुत कुछ. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday I was supposed to meet a friend because my friend was leaving for 3 months. So I told him, hey, come to office. There's a cafe near my office. We'll sit there for 30 minutes. I'll buy you a cup of coffee. Let's have a chat. And I came back to office. So I took that 30 minutes out of my day because, of course, meeting my friend was important. I went there. I switched contexts. I was the Dristi that I am with my friends. I sat there. I had a coffee. I talked to him for 30 minutes. He left. I came back to office and I got back into my zone. Right? Of course, I have bosses. I have the team who understands this. B, I have my mom and sister have been the most supportive people. They know that I work 13, 14 hours a day and they never complain. They have never come and said that, oh, you don't make time for us. Yeah. Oh, you know, you have changed and you just stick to your laptop all day. In fact, when I went home due to an emergency, and my mom was like, you know what, just sit with your laptop, it's fine. I know you have work, I know your work is important, it's fine. You want to spend time with me, we can do it early mornings, we can do it at late nights when your work is over, but you don't have to feel guilty कि यार तू पूरा दिन मेरे को नहीं दे पा रही है. It's fine, I understand. So having that supportive family matters a lot. Yes. Having that team that understands that you are trying to juggle it all matters. And I touch wood, my friends, and when I say friends, I mean the people I have grown up with. I have like this group of school friends and this one tuition friend I have. Okay. So it's like 5-6 people have been with me before college, and they have seen me talk about, no, I want to be that boss girl jo Instagram pe dikhata hai. They've seen me that I've always wanted to have what I have right now. I want to have a career. I want to have a seat at the table. I want to be that girl that people look up to. So when I sometimes feel that I get stressed and I go and rant in front of them कि इतना काम हो रहा है, I'm stressed, the client is very difficult to deal with, I don't know what I'm doing. They are the ones who give me a reality check that you wanted this. This is everything you have wanted since class 10th, and now when you have it, you don't get to complain. Right. My friends have kept me on a line. Right? So Touchwood, not been very lucky in a lot of aspects in life, but have had the most amazing team yet. Have had the most supportive mom and sister. Touchwood. And yes, my friends sometimes complain that I don't call them, and it's weeks that I don't call them. But they understand that this person is doing what she wanted to do. Right. So my friends know that if they call me 3 times, that's like an emergency signal that I have to pick up, no matter where I am. Okay. So they know that if emergency hui, Dristi is there. Okay. But otherwise, just let her be, and when she finds her space, she'll come back to us. So that understanding is there, and मेरा balance वैसे strike out हो जाता है यार. I've always, I don't know how to put it in words. Do I feel flustered? Sometimes yes. किसी को भी लगेगा अगर आप constantly काम पे होते हैं और आपका काम marketing में है, so already बहुत demanding होता है. In front of the screen, reading, writing, researching every day. but I've never felt like I don't have a work-life balance. I've never felt like I'm missing out on things in my personal life. I make time for it. I want to go to the gym. I'll make half an hour from the gym in my office hours. I'll tell my team I'm not available this time. I'm going to go to the gym. Come back, work, sort it out. I make time.
Right. So what is that one thing that working at Entourage has taught you? Like the most important thing that you consider that is really like something that freshers look up to?
Don't be scared of how young you are.
Okay.
I was.
Don't ever underestimate me, maybe?
No. So when you are out there, the world tries to keep telling you that, oh no, you're too young.
Yeah.
You're too young. You don't have the experience.
Right.
You don't deserve a seat at the table because you're too young. Right? Ananya was 22 when she started out. I was 19.
Okay.
I joined the company. I had a seat at the table immediately. She today has a seat at the table where people take 10-15 years to go. She has been invited by Sharks. She has been invited on the Shark Tank shoot. She has been invited to go meet the Maharaja of Gwalior. She has been invited by some of the top VCs. She has been invited to her own company where she was working to come and give a session. It's not because she's too young. It's because, yes, she's young, but she has the passion to learn for things. And she subsides her age. And she's the most hardworking 20-something-year-old I've seen.
Definitely.
So, if you feel that your age is a disadvantage, work so hard that जो level of insight या जो level of experience के लिए लोगों को 7-8 साल लग जाता है, आप वो 2 साल में cover कर पाओ. Yes, some things come with age, right? Life का ज्ञान, people का ज्ञान, all of this comes with age. But काम कैसे करना है, क्या करना है, किसको क्या बात जाके बोलनी है, research कैसे करना है, figure out कैसे करनी है चीजें. These come when you get into the mud and get your hand dirty. Not when you धीरे धीरे करके नहीं आओ. एक बार में और get it inside and do your stuff. That is something that I've learned, that don't be afraid of being a 20-year-old.
Yeah, definitely you should not be. When you possess the talents, when you have everything, the confidence inside you.
Yeah, that's one thing. The other thing would be, I think, don't be afraid to contradict people if you have the reasoning for it.
Opinion है
तो ये मतलब अगर सामने वाला कुछ बोल रहा है and you think that you have a different opinion, and you feel that the person ahead of you is someone who will be able or who is willing to listen to other people's opinion, go out and tell it to them, because it makes them respect you, that okay, this person, even though they are young, they know what they're talking about, or they want themselves to be heard. And B, you yourself build the confidence to read more, to know more, and have that level of, ज्ञान जिसको बोलते हैं कि आप कुछ भी बोलो तो सामने वाला सुनेगा. तो बोलना सीखो और अपना ओपिनियन रखने से कभी मत डरो, बट ऑफ कोर्स बहस करने पे मत आ जाओ दैट आई एम राइट एंड यू आर रॉन्ग. ये मत करो. आर्गुमेंट नहीं होना चाहिए.
Right. So, read about a post on your LinkedIn that you.
Shruti, how many posts did you read?
I am always on LinkedIn, like 24/7. I'm on LinkedIn.
Got it.
For the last 2 years.
Got it.
So it's like I read your post, and you talked about that you didn't attend full-time college. So were you ever in a situation where you felt like that something I'm missing out on these events? These fests happening here and there. So people hanging out. Did you ever feel like it?
Again, an answer that will make people, like especially people from my college, will come and my batchmates will hit me. But I didn't like my classmates.
Okay.
I didn't like the people I was in the room with. It can be a them problem. I think it's a me problem because I come from a school where I was always known. I was that popular kid, that 12th के बच्चे से लेके KG का बच्चा तक जानता था कौन है. I've always been the teacher's favorite, always head of activities, always doing something. So when I came to college and I came with a lot of dream and ambition that मैं तो फोड़ दूंगी. But when I came and I saw that the friend circles I had, it was very mellow down. Everybody came from a very privileged background. So they were not कि job करनी है. They were like chill धीरे धीरे देखेंगे क्या होगा, right? I could not digest that because you take a financial bet when you A shift for college. B, I had मेरा cultural shift हो गया था because in my school also everyone was super competitive. people were on each other's throats for the highest grade and the highest position and to be the school leader and all of that. So matlab, I was like, nahi, I don't like this. I have one very good friend. I think the reason he and I were friends in college was because he had the same attitude as mine.
Right.
He was working at JP Morgan and I was working at Entourage. So we clicked because we both realized कि college से तो हमारा कुछ नहीं होने वाला. हम आपस में एक दूसरे को support करेंगे and we'll help each other build that career that we have always dreamt of. And because I started working, a lot of people from college cut me off कि ये तो college आती नहीं है, इससे तो बात करके फायदा नहीं है, इसकी तो दुनिया ही अलग हो गई है. तो cut off तो people only started cutting me off.
Right.
So वो कभी crazy जो होता है ना, that I've lived a crazy college life. I've not done that. I have had my fun. I have had my fair share of fun. I've met amazing people via LinkedIn who were of the same age as mine. I've hung out with them. I've made friends through the internship that I did with Entourage. As I said, I have that one friend from college who has always been there. So I have had my fair share of fun, but I also know that I cannot spend 3 years doing fun and not building something because I do not come from that kind of a background. मैं 3 साल अगर घर से पैसे मांग रही होती, that I just fund my 3 years of college, I would have died of embarrassment.
Yeah,
because
correct.
I had been earning since I was 15.
Okay.
And then it came to a pause when I started college. And that guilt of taking money from your mom every time that मम्मी 500 रुपए दे दो, ये खत्म हो गया है, या मम्मी फोन का रिचार्ज करा दो ना प्लीज, फोन का रिचार्ज खत्म हो गया है, या मम्मी I spend extra $300 on getting a haircut, please pay me. I didn't like that. So I am happy the way I've spent my college life. I have no regrets. Maybe I'll get 10 years down the line, I might feel like I did not have that fun, chill life that people say. But as of now,
no regrets.
No, people come and say that college ही अच्छा था, कहाँ corporate में फंस गया. I'm like, can't relate. मेरा college ही मेरे office पे गया है. As I said, right, I've graduated from Entourage and I've done college part time.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll be talking about the skills here. Okay, so the soft skills. I would like you to mention 3 soft skills that every fresher needs to join a startup and to work at a startup in such a space or with such people and with such a heavy workload, I would say. Of course, at the start.
Of course, initiative taking.
Yeah.
काम आपके प्लेट में कम है, आपको दिख रहा है दूसरे के सामने, जाके उसको सीधा बोलो कि मेरे को दे दो. Don't be afraid of taking more work. Initiative taking. Be teamwork. कुछ नहीं आता, सामने जाके पूछो मेरे को नहीं आता. You need help or you feel that you can help someone. Be that team player. Right? And the third is I can say communication, but more than communication, I feel that the ability to convince people that you are a reliable human being.
Okay.
कि आपको कोई काम अगर किसी ने दे दिया, आप कुछ आंधी और तूफान हो, उस पर्सन को इतना भरोसा होना चाहिए आप पे कि मैंने अगर स्मृति को कोई काम दिया वो हो जाएगा. स्मृति कैसे भी करके देगी, वो हो जाएगा. स्मृति से नहीं हुआ तो मेरे को अपडेट मांगने की जरूरत है, स्मृति खुद आके मेरे को बताएगी कि ये नहीं हुआ. So yes, communication in all of these, कि आपको initiative लेने के लिए भी communicate करना पड़ेगा, team player होने के लिए भी you need to have communication. Communication is the ground level thing. But इसके ऊपर अगर आप सोचोगे, these 3 things, again, nobody can teach this to you. ये आपको अंदर से आती है,
learning.
ये अंदर से आता है आपको. These 3 soft skills are a must-have.
That's
I think the reason I got where I am today is because I always went and asked for work. सामने से I still do. I know that मैंने इतनी credibility बनाई है that if a client gives me something or my bosses give me something, they know that I'll give it to them. And I'll give it to the best of my capabilities.
Yeah, that's true.
And as I said, I've had a very supportive team yet, and वो सिर्फ एक साइड कभी नहीं हुआ है. It's always been, I've taken up my team slack when they go on a date. They have a leave because they want to go out on a date, but it's a hectic day at work, so I take up their slack. It's fine.
You need such people around you, first of all.
Yeah. So I think these 3 skills.
Yeah. So any myths that you would like to break down for the startups?
स्टार्टअप्स में पैसे बहुत मिलते हैं
कि फ्रेशर्स को लग रहा होता है ना जैसे कि यार स्टार्टअप में ज्वाइन क्यों करना है, वी हैव ऑलरेडी द एस्टैब्लिश्ड फर्म्स, उसमें क्यों नहीं जाएं, और स्टार्टअप में वो होगा ये होगा, काम ज्यादा करवाएंगे, मे बी ऑल दोस मिथ्स।
या दीज आर नॉट मिथ्स, स्टार्टअप में ज्यादा
काम तो होगा ऑफ
करवाएंगे,
कोर्स, कॉर्पोरेट में भी होता है, स्टार्टअप्स में भी होता
हाँ
है।
स्टार्टअप्स में काम ज्यादा
काम
कराएंगे,
तो सब
आपको
जगह
फैंसी
होएगा।
टाइटल भी नहीं मिलेगा,
हाँ
राइट। वन मिथ, पैसे बहुत ज्यादा देते हैं, नहीं देते। अर्ली स्टेज स्टार्टअप्स
Of
आर
course
लिटरली
नहीं।
वेरी फ्रूगल.
हाँ
You need to show them the value that you bring on the table to be able to get the price that you think that you deserve, right? As I said, I
Right.
worked 2 months as an unpaid intern. मेरे को
Right.
बोलने की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ी थी. Third month से मेरे को automatically exciting credit हो रहा था हर month. That's that. Number one. Second thing, startups बहुत फैंसी जगह होती है, नहीं होती. I remember last year at this time we were working from my place. The founder's office was my bedroom. Everyone used to come, we used to change into our shorts and pajamas and everything. We used to work. I have photos of that. मतलब जिस दिन Entourage कोई बड़ी चीज बन गई ना, टच वुड, वो बहुत सुंदर, मैं वो फोटो निकाल के दिखाऊंगी. This is how it all started.
वो वायरल जाएगी.
हाँ, this is how it all started. बहुत फैंसी जगह होती है. वर्ड फैंसी है, स्टार्टअप बहुत फैंसी वर्ड,
वेरी फैंसी वर्ड.
You think that you will get a air conditioned 6th floor office और वहाँ बहुत professional environment होगा, नहीं होगा.
It all starts with a family maybe.
I don't call it a family. I've never called my team my family. I've always called them the best people I've met in my life. Are they my family? Can they substitute my family? No.
Of course not. Of course
They're
not.
not my family.
Right.
और मिथ ऐसा नहीं है यार स्टार्टअप्स के अराउंड. आई थिंक दिस इज अ गुड थिंग अबाउट लिंक्डइन. जो भी है ना आउट देयर, इट्स रॉ, इट्स ऑनेस्ट एंड इट्स ट्रू.
हाँ, that's true.
सो दैट्स दैट.
Okay. So last question है, फिर find up करते हैं. So any motivational quote that you believe in that helps you keep going each and every day?
It's not a quote,
yeah, anything.
but it's a philosophy.
Yeah.
That you need to show up no matter what, even when your heart tells you not to. If you want to build that kind of self-respect, and if you want to reach some place in life, I'll give you an example. So for example, I didn't feel like working on a Friday. Yesterday, I didn't feel like showing up to office. I woke up sad. No apparent reason. I was just sad. I didn't feel like going to office. I didn't feel like sitting 7-8 hours and working on a computer and talking to people. I just wanted to sleep. I told myself just this, that it's not school. It's not कि पेट दर्द का बहाना बना लूंगी मैं, और you know, I can get out of anything. I can of course go lie to my bosses, tell them some family emergency has come, I can't show up at office. They won't even question me कि क्या family emergency हुई है. They trust me enough, and if they trust me enough to show up at work and get it done, if they are putting their faith in me, I need to put my faith in myself कि अपने मैं वो mind के जो cycle होता है that नहीं यार मेरे को नहीं करना. I break that and I show up. I don't show up for anyone else. I show up for me, because when I show up consistently, that's how I'll get some result out of it.
At the end, it's almost being like true to your own self.
Exactly, true to your own self.
Yeah.
Plus, as I said, right, it was a choice. I could have taken the choice to go back home and not work, and I'm pretty sure my mom would have fed me. Yes, of course, ताने मिलते हैं, but वो कभी ऐसे नहीं बोलती कि तू काम नहीं कर रही है, तू कमा नहीं रही है, तो मैं तेरे को 2 रोटी नहीं दूंगी दिन की. Right? She wouldn't have kicked me out of my house. Right. She wouldn't have said that, oh, you know what, I'm not gonna buy you. So my basic needs would have been taken care of. Right?
Of course.
But it was my choice to go out and choose a job and hustle and stay in Delhi and work at the place that I'm working at. So when I made that commitment to other people, I also made a commitment to myself that I'll show up.
Right.
तो वो एक खुद की सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट पे बात आ जाती है कि अगर आप खुद के कमिटमेंट पे, खुद के से जो कमिटमेंट किया है आपने, आप उसके लिए ही नहीं आगे आ रहे हो, then
the other person wouldn't ever believe you.
other person भी छोड़ दो. What is the image that you have of yourself?
Yourself, right.
I don't want to be that person who makes commitments and then doesn't show up. I had the worst car ride of my life. Yes, Smriti, I'm stuck in traffic for 1 hour. I could have called you and be like, Smriti, let's cancel this. Right? I'm pretty sure, of course, you would have felt bad. You would not have forced me.
Right.
That Dristi, no, this is आपको आना ही पड़ेगा. तो मेरे को कार से पकड़ के नहीं लाती ना.
Right.
It's a commitment I made, a commitment I made to myself that I'll show up, and a commitment I made to you, and I need to stick by my commitment.
That's true.
I know it's very glorified on social media that if you don't feel like doing something, don't do it.
Yeah.
Listen to your heart.
Specifically these days.
Hustle is not real. मैं नहीं believe करती. I feel like when you come from a background जहाँ आपको अगले महीने rent, health, education, खाने का expenses की tension हो, आपको मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी.
बिल्कुल.
आपको of course, I'm not saying कि आप अपने time मत निकालो. Don't do things that you like, or ignore your mental health. I'm not saying that. I am just saying that जहाँ आपको लगता है कि नहीं, अगर मैं एक push करूँगी ना अपने आप को, तो ये काम हो जाएगा. Do that. Of course, there are phases when I have a very, very bad mental state and I feel like अगर मैं office जाऊँगी तो मैं कुछ productive नहीं, मैं उल्टा counter productive काम करके आऊँगी. And then I tell my bosses, I'm honest that hey, I'm not in a zone, I'm in a very bad mental space. Can I have a half day or can I have a day off? And that honesty is what has taken me or has taken us together as a team as far as we have come.
True. Do you ever see yourself working for a corporate, or do you think that अगर मैं corporate में होती तो अच्छा होता और बुरा होता, better or worse kind of situation?
Yeah, I've never been in corporate.
Yeah, of course, but you have friends,
I don't know.
No?
I have friends, yes. Yeah. I've seen my friends work hard. I've seen my friends who work less hard than me. I've seen friends who work harder than me. I have friends who work as hard as me.
Yeah.
Right? Depends on which corporate I am in. Do I see myself working for a corporate? If it's Google, if it's Amazon, if it's Ogilvy, if it's a company that I manifested when I was in school, definitely. If you ask if I see myself working at a Big Four or a McKinsey Bain, I won't say never because never say never, but I just don't envision myself in those offices, right? Better, worse, I don't know. I know I'm good where I am currently. I am growing every day. I'm getting better every day. But as I said, right, 6 months back, I didn't even know if I'll continue at Entourage, what will happen. I didn't know. So 6 months down the line, मेरे को नहीं पता मैं कहाँ होंगी. Right? अगर Entourage में होंगी, I know I'll be better off than I am currently. I'll have more work. I'll learn more. I'll have more people to talk to. If I'm somewhere else, it's going to be a different adventure altogether. So जैसे भी होगा वो देखा जाएगा.
बिल्कुल.
Yep.
So you don't envision that for yourself.
That's what I'm saying, right? I don't know if it's Google, if it's something that I've manifested since I was a kid. Sure, but if it's another startup or if it's a startup company, if it's another media agency, as you're saying, or another company that does a similar job, no.
Yeah, of course.
No, not leaving Entourage for a competitor.
That's
even if they pay higher. Like I can come on record and I can say this. Okay, if someday another agency comes to me and they says that we are going to pay you X amount of what Entourage pays you, nope.
And I think that's the kind of team members any startup founder would need.
Yeah, I'm a very loyal person.
That's true.
I have loyalty as a core trait. I'm very loyal in my friendships. I'm very loyal in my family relationships or my family commitments. I am very loyal at work. So to the point that clients have tried to poach me, but I've seriously went and told Ananya that this is happening. How do you deal with it? They're trying to take me away. Or even when I had the offer at EY, I didn't tell Ananya because I was like, "Kya hai? Meko jana hi nahi hai, right?" Or when I left I've left opportunities openly and I've come and told Ananya that I'm not gonna go. Actually, a very interesting incident. In May last year, Ananya came to me and she was like, "Okay, there's an opportunity. It pays twice X." And I know us time I was taking therapy. So therapy was very expensive.
Right.
So she told me that I know you need the money for therapy. They're paying you twice X of what I'm paying you right now. Tu chali ja. And I told her that मैं नहीं जा रही. I am not gonna go. They are paying me twice X, no problem. 6 minutes down the line, you can also pay me twice X.
Right.
I am happy where I am right now. I like the work I'm doing. I had a dream to build something with you. I'm gonna stay.
So true. Important है ऐसे team members.
Yeah, essay team members important. I know a lot of people are gonna think I'm very stupid that I didn't take the higher paycheck and corporate loyalty is not a thing. I don't know. It's just the way I am. And it might change down in the future. I've changed a lot in the last 2 years, right? Maybe next 2 years I'm a very different person altogether. But I think loyalty is one trait. Loyalty to people is one trait that I want to keep.
And you will keep.
Hopefully, yeah.
You will keep.
Yeah.
So talking about the podcast experience, how was it for you?
Yeah, it was very fun, Smriti. I mean, I think on a Saturday evening when you have had such a frustrating day and you just talk your heart out.
Yeah, that feels really
it's a very, very good. It's like a girl-to-girl conversation that we have, right? I hope that some people find some insights out of this.
Definitely they will.
Yeah, let's do this again. Like 3-4 लोग और लेके बैठते हैं पूरा ऐसे round table करेंगे Bollywood round table. Yeah, you see those Bollywood interviews, right? Anushka Sharma is sitting, Deepika is sitting. We'll do those.
4-5 लोग बैठे हैं.
We'll do those. Very fun.
बिल्कुल.
Let's do that.
Yeah. So thank you again, Dristi, for coming.
Thank you for having me, Smriti. I'm again very sorry for being late.
You don't have to be.
Yeah.
This conversation didn't feel like that I was meeting you for the first time ever.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I hope this podcast is people find it really helpful and insightful, and of course the freshers will get to know what to choose from, and of course this is going to be really
hopefully
insightful.
I mean, I truly hope that people find something.
They will. So thank you guys.